Hello everybody on YouTube, your boy Memphis back at you with another top 10 list, this time discussing my favorite decks that I have played over the years of playing Yu-Gi-Oh! That I have done so. So of course for this list I'm just going to be going through my personal top 10, of course this is all very subjective. If you have a deck that you really enjoy, go ahead and feel free to share it in the comments, all good. So for our list today, top 10. Number 10, I'm going to be looking at Harpy Ladies, good old-fashioned Harpy Ladies. They've gotten some good support over the years, a lot of swarming, a lot of spell trap blowing up. They recently got their Harpy's Feather Duster off the list, that was awesome. Harpies is just good, clean fun, you know, there's a lot of just, there's not too much variation in what they do, but there's enough that keeps it nice and fresh. There's a lot of different options you can go for. You can go for Exceeds, Synchros, bit of Link action, etc., etc. And it's always fun to equip your big Harpy with Phalanx Spike when your graveyard's full of Harpies. It's just a lot of good, clean fun there. Number 9, we're taking a look at the Wolf deck. Yes, there is a deck that is based around wolves. This is a deck that I have done in the past. It's a very casual, sort of gimmicky sort of deck with just a bunch of monsters with wolf in the name. It's not like a competitive deck by any means. It's just a fun deck to play. And your opponent never expects what you can do with it. Because once you drop Thunderclap on your opponent's board during their turn, wipe their monsters clean, it's just enjoyable to do. And I've actually had some surprisingly good wins with the deck. I'll actually leave a link in the description to what was it, the last time I played the deck. I destroyed this Infernoid guy. It was hilarious, but not for that. Yeah, Wolves, very fun, enjoyable deck. I would love them to become an actual archetype, or just some more wolf monsters. I don't know. It's just one of those decks that I just always enjoyed playing. Number 8, we're looking at TOONs, another fun deck. Pretty much everybody likes TOONs. You know, very casual sort of deck that's surprisingly effective. Especially with all the new support they got. They just recently, got the Blackluster Soldier, the Harpy Lady. That negation trap of theirs is ridiculous. More surge power, which was even more ridiculous. But yeah, TOONs, definitely a deck that just, it's nice, fun deck. A little slow with how, inherently TOONs can't attack to turn their summon and all that good stuff. But all in all, it's just a fun deck to play, And, it does have some trouble with, like, spell trap removal, get rid of the castle and all that stuff, but whenever I play TOONs, I never had a bad time. Number 7, we're taking a look at Black Wings. Now, this is an interesting option here. I have had both good times and bad times with Black Wings. I have had good times swarming board, making synchros, going for OTKs. I've had bad times where all I did was go for full armor master, and that was about it. So, it's been one of those decks, and there's a lot of things you could do with Black Wings. There's a lot of swarming, there's a lot of, the fact that they're all dark monsters is always nice. And, there's probably not going to be too many new Black Wings in the future, because it's a pretty big archetype, so, it's all going to depend on what things you can combine them with in the future, like, let's see, Tri-Brigade Black Wing sounds like a pretty good idea. But, yeah, I've always just enjoyed playing Black Wings. It's a nice, fun deck, a lot of big brain plays in there, and I enjoy that. Number 6, we're looking at Demise Turbo, my ritual archetype for this list. I love field nukes. I really do. I like nuking the board. It's kind of a thing. And I just like the look of Demise. Not just the original Demise, but the new Demise. And I've always just, kind of liked ritual decks after a fashion, just kind of... They're very maligned by the fact they've always needed, like, so much support. First with incantations and then Drytron. Just giving them as much support as possible, just generically. But I've always enjoyed Demise, even though he's a bit more restrictive than other rituals, seeing as you have to have, like, exact levels for his ritual spells. But, it's just an enjoyable deck. I've never had a bad time with Demise. It's just a nice, fun deck. Getting into the top 5 here, we've got number 5, Scrap. I love Scrap. I love the archetype. I remember playing it back when it first started. It was just a small thing, and Scrap Dragon used to be like the most abusable level 8 synchro. Well, one of the most abusable ones. Like, everybody ran Scrap Dragon that could run a level 8 synchro. So, it's just a very awesome deck. You know, it's very simple and clean, which is a bit ironic considering all the monsters are made of junk. Just an OTK sort of deck, and they've gotten not too much support over the years, but the little bits they've gotten was so good. You know, Scrap Factory was amazing for swarming, considering that, you know, your monsters already popping themselves, so you're just able to turbo out more Scrap Golems. And with a Scrap Wyvern, my goodness, that boy, oh, that boy is so beautiful. I mean, just combine him with the field spell, or even on his own, he's just amazing. So, I've always really liked Scraps. They're a very fun deck, and I would love to play them again someday. We'll see how that goes. Going to number 4 is another interesting one, Infernity. Now, Infernity is an archetype that has a bit of a history in this game. They used to be ridiculously powerful, and then was ARCHFIEND and Launcher and Infernity Barrier. This all got hit. The deck spent years doing nothing. Nothing whatsoever. Barrier came off at one point. You know, it's at 3 now, so there's a lot more to do there. And I've played a few Infernity decks over the years, and I know at one point I was playing Infernities and people were telling me, dude, you gotta play a bit more modern Infernity. So I was like, yeah, I'll try that. And so I first tried out Infernities combined with Danges, and I made this crazy combo deck, and I fell in love with the deck. Really, I did. I mean, I liked playing Infernity, like the slower, casual-er version. Casualer. I don't think that's a word, but yeah, I enjoyed playing the casual version of Infernity as well. It's very fun. But a more advanced version also works. A slot machine sort of deal. You combine Infernities with Dangers, maybe a little bit of Dark Will action, things like that. Make big boards. And plus, they got some new support too. You know, Hellcat and the negating trap, whose name I can't remember off the top of my head. It's a lot of good stuff, you know, and I would love it if Infernity would, you know, knock on wood, can we get Launcher to 2? I would like that. I know it can't happen, but that just goes to show you how good Infernity is the fact that that card, or ARCHFIEND, they can't really go to 2. So, that's why Infernity's my number 4. It's just a deck I really love playing. Number 3, Gladiator Beast. Gladiator Beast is one of the first meta decks that I ever fell in love with. Not that I ever played the meta version of Gladiator Beast. Actually, the first Gladiator Beast I ever had was the Gladiator Beast TORAXE, which is the most tragic member, the draw power that could have been. Yeah, I saw a Gladiator Beast, and I was like, dang, that looks cool. I want to make a deck around that thing. So, you know, I slowly started making up the deck. Gazarist, beautiful boy. Just blow up stuff and keeps recycling himself. It's just a beautiful thing. And Gladiator Beast, I've just always liked that they're, again, a very simple-minded sort of deck where you just hit your opponent and all your monsters go back to your deck, and then you bring out more monsters, make more plays, and just overwhelm your opponent. It's a fun deck, and I always liked it. And they've also gotten some support. Test Panther, very good boy. I don't like as much that they're now more about, like, negation and stuff with Domitianus and the like. But, you know, it's alright. I mean, we always had War Chariot, so... yeah, Gladiator Beasts, love those guys. They're very cool. Number 2, we're taking a look at Trains. Good old rank 10 Trains. And this is a deck that... I've got a bit of a story around this deck. I really got to tell that sometime. But basically, when I first found Trains, I thought there was nothing to them. Then I found our rank 10 boy, you know, good old Rada. And then I was like, yeah, this deck actually looks pretty cool. That's basically what happened. And long story short, I took Trains. You know, I made the deck up and all that, and I actually took it to locals and had my best day at locals, like, ever. I'm not much of a competitive Yu-Gi-Oh player, but I had a pretty good day, and screw you, full power Zodiacs. I kicked your butt. But yeah, it was good times with Trains. I always liked them. Another very simple beatdown sort of deck that's just big old trains and stuff. Big old monsters. 4K, 6K beat sticks. Just good times every time, you know? Can't not like Trains. And both my buddies Necro and Shim hate Trains because of how just simple and amazing they are. So that's another plus. Alright, and now getting into the number 1. Sadly, no honorable mentions today. Number 1 on the list, well, we all knew it was going to be Kuriboh. My boy Kuriboh and I have been through so much together. We've had some good times. We've had some bad times. You know what? We kept going and going and going. Kuriboh is one of those decks that no one expects anything out of. Kuriboh is just such a small monster. Well, guess what? Level 1 monsters are some of the most broken cards in the game, man. And you know what? Kuriboh, he is an archetype, but he's never received his own massive, like, legacy support. Now, granted, every season of Yu-Gi-Oh!, the main character usually gets a Kuriboh. So long as Yu-Gi-Oh! Keeps going, Kuriboh will continue to get support. But we haven't gotten, like, that big support wave. We haven't gotten the main search your card, search any Kuriboh. You know, we only got the thing that summons the original Kuriboh, but it's still something amazing, alright? So Kuriboh, he's an amazing dude. He's my bud. He's my... So Kuriboh, amazing dude. He's my buddy, my partner. He's just... You know, I've never had a bad time with the Kuriboh, even though I just said we had bad times. You know what? Even the bad times were good, alright? That's how good it was. Because here's the main thing about Kuriboh. You know, doesn't matter what you're doing against, you're always winning with Kuriboh, okay? Because if your opponent's playing some try-hardy deck, guess what? They tried hard against a puffball. If they lose, you lost to a puffball. If you had fun with the puffball, good. You had fun with the puffball, he did his job. You can't legally lose with Kuriboh. And that is why he is #1 on the list. So everybody, I thank you for watching this video. Do remember to smash like and all that good stuff. I hope you know, and remember, if you guys want to tell me your favorite decks in the comments, you're more than welcome to. Is all good there. Next time, I'll be a little less enthusiastic, and we're going to be talking about my least favorite decks that I've ever dueled against in this game. So until next time, your boy Memphis is signing out. See you next time.